Today we're talking to Michelle Holman, who is a New Zealand author of contemporary romance. To date she has 3 books published with more on the way, and we're talking to her about her book Knotted. Hi Michelle.
Hi Gracie.
Which came first, the idea or the characters?
Oh, chicken or egg? That's always a hard one, isn't it?
Always.
The characters. The characters came first, and yeah, they came in quite an unusual way as well.
Like how?
Well, now this is true, honestly, I'm not making this up. I tend to find my characters will get ideas in unusual ways. So for Knotted, I was actually hanging socks on the line, the washing line, you know, hanging out the washing.
Yeah.
And I, just sidestepping here quickly, you know how you always put a pair of socks into the washing machine, you get one back?
Absolutely.
It's just a given, it happens.
Black hole,
yeah,
yeah.
Absolutely. So I was hanging them out, and I suddenly heard this deep male American voice saying, "What have you done with my socks?" And it was that was what it started from, and that is something that actually comes through in the story. Danny, the female character, does things with Ross, the guy's socks. So that's how it started.
Okay, and so from that you got an entire book plot.
Well, I had an idea. I'd had thought of this story, but I'd never actually put it together. It was just something that was floating out there. Then I found the 2 people, and I thought, what's the conflict between these people, apart from the socks, of course, which, you know, is very serious. But then I got the idea of, a shared custody battle for these 2 children that one of them loves very, very much. The other one doesn't really know, but he's there out of duty on behalf of the family.
Cool. Okay, so where did your characters come from?
Where did they come from?
Yeah. And in Knotted in particular, you had the idea, but where did you get your characters from?
It's really interesting. When I wrote, Danny is a character who's very dear to my heart. Danny is short for Danica, that's the girl in it. And Danny is an emergency department nurse. Well, I'm originally a nurse, a lapsed nurse. You never stop being a nurse. But my last 7 years was spent in an emergency department. So Danny she's quite gutsy, she's no nonsense. I just knew Danny. And it was interesting, when Knotted did eventually come out, my husband read it for the first time, and he took it away. He travels away quite a bit. He took the book away with him. He was on the plane reading this, laughing his head off, and he said, it was just like taking you with me. I didn't realise how much me I put into her, although Danny isn't me. She isn't me. There's little bits. So Danny came from some of my own personal background and my own experience. Ross, I made Ross up. Ross is a Irish-Italian writer who's got a serious case of writer's block, so he's in a very bad mood. He's been in a bad mood for 2 years.
We all know how that feels, don't
we do, don't go there. So he ends up being dispatched by his family to New Zealand to find these 2 children that none of them knew were part of the family. They're the offspring of his deceased brother. So that's where they came from. They just popped up and they grew. And I'm really fond of those characters, both of them.
Well, they sound great. So you said that you had a lot of fun creating Ross's family. You told me that before. So tell me a little bit more about them, because they sound a hoot.
I like strong characters, in particular strong women. And for Ross to deal with Danny, who is, you don't mess with Danny. She's used to getting the upper hand. He had to have come from a family of strong women. Well, he's got 4 sisters and an Irish mother who is fairly alternative, to say the least. And I just had the best fun creating these women. I mean, he likes to think he's in charge, and to a certain extent he is. I mean, they do. That's one of the reasons why they send him. He'll get things sorted out, and he doesn't take no for an answer. But he knew how. When he met Danny, for him it was probably like, oh my word, not another one. He was used to dealing with women who, they were had their own identity, were very self-aware. So great fun making them. I really enjoyed it.
Cool. Now, people say you write what you read. Is this true for you?
Oh, absolutely. Same for you, isn't it, Gracie?
Absolutely.
Yes, yeah. I write the things that make me happy. So I I like reading books that are funny, I like reading books that make me happy, and I like reading about romance. I don't like wishy-washy heroines, and I don't like men that are just such alpha male jerks that you'd actually think, look, just forget about it, I don't want to know. So, yeah, absolutely, I write what I want to read.
Cool, so your 3 things that would characterise your writing would be?
Oh, my 3 things would be romance. I like romance.
Yeah.
I love reading romance. Humour. It has to make me laugh.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
nothing's more sexy than a guy that makes you laugh. And happy endings. They've got to have happy endings.
And Knotted has a
It does have a happy ending.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you, love.
Michelle's books are available from all good bookstores. To purchase online, visit her books page at www.michelleholman.com.